Economist here. So, let me see. What should we talk about here before everybody gets into the market or into the market? Yeah, everybody's getting into the market before everybody gets into the live stream. Recently, we have had quite a bit of talk about the homeless condition here in Astoria, which has growing quite dramatically. From what I understand, Clatsop County here is one of the highest per capita homeless population in the state of Oregon. I guess more people are homeless here now in our county than just about any county in Oregon. And it's not surprising considering I see a lot more of the homeless conditions taking place here. Like right now, behind the place where I work, I see 3 tents. It was two last week, and there's a third one set up right now. And it's pretty interesting. They set these tents up right next to the signs that say no, or it says overnight camping prohibited, and then it gives the city ordinance. And they set these tents up right next to the signs. It's quite comical. Anyway, 50 of you in the stream already. Okay, cool. I told you guys watch the 5-year and 30-year, right? I said this is the part of the yield curve that I am focused in on, and it was the first one to invert. Well, it wasn't the first to invert, but it was the first significant portion of the yield curve to invert, seeing the 5-year and 30-year, and it crossed over, I guess, earlier this morning. I got links down in the description talking about it. And now a lot of people keep their eyes on the 2-year and 10-year, and that's probably the more popular one that everybody is kind of focused in on, waiting for that one to invert. But it was Alan Greenspan who had said the 5-year, 30-year is the better indicator that he watches, in that when you see the spread widening between the 5-year and 30-year, that is corporate management's willingness to invest. And we have talked about this in the previous videos here just recently. So like some of my more recent videos, this is exactly what we have been talking about. And so ultimately what's happening is that the markets, the investors, are nervous about the short term. They're not so nervous about the 30 years down the road, but they're definitely nervous about the next 5 years. And even more so probably in the shorter term on things. Once you see those shorter terms rising fast, like they start moving up very quickly, this is where you know that the economic activity is really going to start slowing down. It's going to start slowing down anyway, because we can already see it happening with the Federal Reserve and the lifting of interest rates and the slowing of the housing market and the mortgage rates going up. All this stuff is going to be headwinds for economic activity, but you can really see where it's going to be taking place or when it's going to be taking place by watching the yields on those bonds. Ultimately, you have somewhere between 6 months to 2 years, from what I understand. And I think they actually talk about that in one of the articles, about how far out the recession is going to be after that initial inversion of the yield curve takes place. Now, it also has to kind of remain inverted for a while, and not just like, bounce off of it. I mean, I guess it, just bouncing from that inversion could probably be an indicator of a recession coming, but really it's more of like staying inverted for a length of time that really is the major indicator of what's to come. So anyway, what are you guys talking about? What are we asking questions on? Good afternoon, Kevin. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate that, brother. And I always get your emails. I'm sorry I don't always reply to them, but thank you for watching in the emails. I do appreciate it. Not with the Fed's on our side. Yeah, I don't know if the Fed is really on our side. I like the truck cab vibe. Yeah, and actually the sound in here is a lot better too. I guess it's probably because of the closed cab. Makes it a little bit better. Goonies never say die. Absolutely, they never say die. That's a very good one to go with. Because of this war in Ukraine, maybe become larger. What do you think they are most nervous about? When you say they, who exactly is they are we talking about? Are we talking like the banking industry? I don't think those guys are very nervous at all. Ultimately, I think this is part of their major plan to take everything tokenized through a central bank digital currency. So I think this is really ultimately part of a master plan that is taking place. I mean, it's not like they're planning a downturn. It's just something that naturally occurs. And during the next downturn, they're going to be prepared for that. I mean, right? You never let a good crisis go to waste, right? All right, miss the fuzzy dice. Yeah, I need to start driving the Toyota again. I've been driving the truck I don't know, just because I have the truck and I like driving it. But Yeah, I'll get some fuzzy dice to hang in the truck as well. What's your thoughts on the housing market, short term, long term? Um, Short term, I see an issue taking place with the housing market, especially with the mortgage rates moving up as fast as they are. That's going to put some pressure on the capabilities of the buyer. Like they won't be able to buy as much house, they won't be able to make the payments on it. Therefore, the price of the house will have to come down in order to meet the capabilities of the buyer. The only problem is that inventory levels are going to keep those prices elevated, as the low inventory levels are just going to make it impossible to find an affordable house. That's really what it's going to come down to. So that's like the short term of things. On the long term of things, ultimately, home prices, real estate prices, stuff like that will continue to go up over time. What position you want to be in, how long that takes. Like, it sucks to buy a piece of property, then have it go underwater, stay low or stay under your what you owe on it for a length of time. I mean, that scenario is very painful to be in for a lot of people when they are used to or are expecting or are just used to ever increasing prices. Like a lot of people who are in the real estate game, like especially when it comes to maybe flippers, like people who are looking to flip houses, if you are in a market where there is a downturn, flipping houses are not as easy as it once was. If you're in a market where prices continually go up, like I am just amazed by some of the property values here in my area. Like even my house that I just recently got into, the price keeps moving up. Like it moves up more in a day than I can earn. That is not sustainable. It's not going to last. That is not something that is feasible for the future. So at some point, that's going to end. The price of the house is going to stop going up, and at some point it could even go the other way and start going down. Every market is different. I am in an incredibly hot market. I mean, the price of homes here is just off the charts expensive. I mean, I don't even know what the average house here is anymore, but I was just talking with the building, well, not the building inspector, the home inspector, who does like home inspections for bank loans and stuff. I was talking with him, and he said that the average house price right now that he is inspecting is $650 or $650,000 here in the county. And oh my gosh, I mean, I don't know how it is that an individual is supposed to make it here. The rents are off the charts, the house prices are off the charts. Jobs are available, but they don't pay what a living wage here. I mean, some jobs do, but unless you happen to have a good network built or something, trying to move here and make it is going to be very difficult. I mean, I just don't see it happening. Anyway, I'm kind of babbling on there. Cash flow sucks, capital appreciation. I don't care if it goes underwater as long as it cash flows. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. If you have a piece of property that is a rental property, then that's different. I mean, you got, you don't have the same, oh, we got this guy walking up here, he's gonna come talk to me, I guess. All right, bro.
Hey, are you busy?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a live stream video right now.
What?
I'm doing a live stream video right now
Of what?
for my YouTube channel.
Oh, I got a gallstone. I gotta go get some Rolaids or something.
Yeah, that's a bummer. There's a store right over there. Okay, I gotta keep going here, man.
Oh, you taking up our tent?
Bro, I'm trying to make a video, okay?
Of my tent?
Please.
Well,
No, he's not. Sir, I'm trying to make a video. Go away. Man, listen. Okay, see, bro, I'm trying to do a video. Please go away. Hey, go on. Oh, man, I'm going to have to move. All right, guys, just hang with me. I'm going to move down the road to get away from this dude. See ya. See, this is the type of stuff that we have to deal with around here, All right. Where was I? I can't believe it. All right. Some people are trash. Well, I don't necessarily call him trash. I mean, homeboy is not doing well. He's got nothing going on in his life. He's addicted. He's mentally ill. Whatever goes on. I mean, I don't want to give him a hard time, but come on. I mean, I'm trying to do something here. You should have just left me alone. All right. Moving on here. He made it on the stream though. Yeah, he did get on the stream, didn't he? He'd be a character. What an interesting live stream. Yeah, right? I mean, normally I just come out here and I talk economics. All of a sudden this dude's there. And that's not the first one. Wasn't the last time I was doing a live stream somebody interrupted me? I got to stop doing them here, I guess. Give him $20, dude. I can't. I'll go get him some food, but I'm not going to give him any money. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to give him any cash. Yeah. All right. Let's talk. Is that all we're going to talk about? Is this dude? Okay. Let's see here. Nutrient deficiency affects most everybody. Houses, 600,000 and homeless people everywhere. Let's go, Brand. Yeah, it's not an administration fault. This is cyclical. This is something that we have talked about quite a bit. It doesn't matter who is in charge right now. You cannot trust your elected officials. None of them are going to fix this for you. Don't believe them, okay? Do not believe the elected officials saying that they are going to do something about this. They cannot, okay? They cannot do that. This homeless situation is going to get worse. It's only going to grow, and it's going to lead more people into poverty. I mean, it's frustrating as hell. I know that, but there's nothing you can do to fix this thing. The only thing you can do is try and have a condition in which society can somehow manage through it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, because it's only going to get worse. The people are going to grow, the deterioration is going to get bigger, the violence is going to happen more. It's the deterioration of society, and there's nothing you can do to stop this. It doesn't matter who the administration is. It's just the way it's going to go. I mean, like I said, the cantillon effect is totally happening right now. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Who sent that? All right. Tanker Crew Chief, thank you so much. Gotta love live streams. Aloha from Hawaii. Well, aloha back. I think. Yeah. Let's see. What if those that are supposed to protect you become your enemy? Don't trust. Don't trust anybody to protect you but you. You are the only one who can protect you. Think about it from a constitutional right. There is nobody out there who is going to protect your constitutional rights except for you at the time that they're being infringed upon. You have to stand up for your rights at the time. No, I'm not going to answer the questions. No, you cannot search. Where's the warrant? These are the type of things that you need to know in order to protect yourself. If you are relying on somebody else, especially government, to protect you, that's going to fail. You're going to be very disappointed in the end, because you are not going to find any protection from that at all. Wow, 328 of you on the live stream. I really appreciate that, guys. Go and hit the like button. I'm going to be out here for another 15, 20 minutes. If you hit the like button, it puts the channel out there for the algorithm to pick up, and more viewers will come into the stream. We can get more people commenting. Thank you very much for the $2. Pooping while standing. I love your handle. Pooping while standing. If you had $2 million liquid, would you stay in the U.S.? If I had $2 million, would I stay in the U.S.? Yeah, probably. I've traveled a lot of places, but to be honest with you, I really like where I live. I love this area. I mean, I love the network I have. I love the community. I love the scenery around here. I like living here. Like, I really do. I love visiting. I will go anywhere and enjoy the places that I go to, but I want to live here. This is where I want to be. Yeah. All right. Sup, Simon? What's happening? Who is that? Floor 2 Records? No, thank you. We're trying to keep our rents a little lower and are trading with people and offering for small jobs. Well, that's really nice of you. Trying to figure out a way that people can afford the rent is really, I mean, if you want tenants that are going to last, tenants that are going to take care of your place, you know, you have to make it so that it's not a burden on them. I mean, you're not responsible for it, but that's ultimately going to have the best relationship is that if you are willing to help them be able to afford the place that they're renting from you, or at least be able to work with them if they can't afford it, like, you know, exchanging, you know, maybe work on the property or something like that, you're going to have a better tenant. You're going to have a better relationship with them. So, you know, I compliment you. That's really good of you. Yeah. All right. Canteen effect. Is that what he said? No, it's cantillon. All right, cantillon effect. It's he was a economist from back in like the 1700s, and he wrote about a cycle in which that new money coming into the system will eventually drive the prices up, force the inhabitants out, destroy the domestic manufacturing, and then when the new money eventually turns off, everybody falls into poverty. Now that's the very shortened version of it, but if you want to hear more about it, just go back and check some of my more recent videos. We've talked quite a bit about it. So, all right. Oh, UE, what did you think of George's whiteboard on real estate? I missed it. I'm sorry. I've been trying to watch more YouTube videos lately, just to get reconnected with a lot of the other, you know, people who are in the game. But I have, like a lot of you know, that I pretty much turned off a lot of the YouTubers that I have been watching, not because I don't like their information. I think they have really excellent information and stuff that, you know, I should probably be listening to. But really for my own channel and my own like my own self, to make sure that I am like doing this for me and doing it for real, that I'm not just mimicking somebody else, and that I am actually coming up with my own ideas, my own theories, my own beliefs. I had to kind of basically turn everybody off and just focus in on what it is that I'm seeing and putting it out here on YouTube. I didn't know if that was going to work. I actually thought that once I turned off the other YouTubers and stopped listening to their information and just coming up with my own stuff, that a lot of people would just stop listening to me. But that doesn't seem to be the case. A lot of people really enjoy my you know perspective on things. They see it a little differently than what a lot of other people are out there talking about. I wouldn't know because I don't know what other people are talking about. I'm just going off of what I see. So anyway, no, I didn't. I'm sure it was probably really good, and I should probably go check it out. But I did not see George's whiteboard video for real estate. I can imagine that it was excellent. I can imagine that it was probably really good. Should listen to I allergy. What is that? Allergetti? I don't even know what that is. Gives a lot of info on economy. UE, have you have good points? That's why we are here. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. You know, there's a lot of theories out there and a lot of people who will put out their theories saying this is just the way it is. It's another thing to have these ideas and beliefs and to ever evolve and change and introduce new ideas into or concepts. You know, if you set it in stone and then look for the reasonings that, you know, confirm what you believe, then you may miss out on what could possibly be something that is completely different from what you had ever understood it. And yet, you know, it's the information that you really needed to put all those pieces together. So it's not, and to me, it's not so much about like figuring out who was right or wrong, just absorbing all this stuff and then piecing out what it is that you feel that you need to put all the pieces together. You know, that's how I kind of see it. Hey, right on, another super chat from Timothy Pike. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. 1999 Clatsop County home value 125,000, homeless residents, 7 Clatsop County. 2002 home value 650,000, 1,000 homeless residents. Strange times. There was only 7 homeless residents in Clatsop County in 1999. That I can believe that actually. There was hardly any homeless here. Like I remember like a couple of people that you would see fairly regularly, but there was not a lot of homeless. And there was a lot of places to rent. I remember like there was rentals all over the place. Thank you, Tim. I really appreciate that, man. You're very cool. Wow, look at you guys are just nailing me here with the super chats. I really appreciate it, guys. Let's see here. Germany loves you. Well, thank you so much. Pooping while standing, another $2. Should the government regulate BlackRock buying homes? That's going to be an interesting one. I honestly don't think that the government should be involved in anything. I'm sorry. I mean, I just don't trust government whatsoever, so I don't trust them to do anything that is going to be helpful or significant. The only thing that I could really trust government to do is to somehow protect property rights. If they could somehow do that, but that's about it. Like after that, I don't trust government to do anything. I just don't. They screw up everything that they do. I have no love and no trust for them. Let's see here. Dark Zaku, I'm just a random person out here, but I've been watching your channel for a few years now. I think you've got a great niche perspective on the market. Thank you. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons why a lot of people come to my channel is just because I do have that very different perspective. Most of the people who are talking economics, talking about finance, talking about this kind of stuff are talking from, their $1 million portfolio or bigger. Like they are telling you how it is that they were able to either acquire or hold on or make money. That doesn't really necessarily help us out who are down here in the working class trying to just figure things out and how it is that we're supposed to get from day to day. I mean, the very first video that I put out on this channel, I was talking about the troubles of what it would be like to even try and get a roll of toilet paper. Who knew that we would be running out of toilet paper just a few years later? But this is the type of channel that I really feel that I have been pushing out there, is to try and get the average person to get involved in the idea of what macroeconomics is and how it affects your life. I mean, this is probably more important than anything else out there. Everybody has a different life. Like some people, everybody wears different clothes, they eat different food, they practice different religions, they follow different, concepts, whatever. I mean, everybody has a difference, but the money is the same. All the money is the same to us. It's the one thing that connects us equally, right? Not everybody shares in it equally, but it definitely connects everybody equally. The dollar that I have is the same dollars that somebody else has. It's just how many they have comparatively to me. But it's the one thing that definitely connects everybody. And so that's the only thing I focus in on. I don't follow politics anymore. I mean, I knew less about economics while following politics, and I was very involved at one time. Like, I knew all the congressmen, all the senators, I knew everybody. Like, I knew a lot, and I knew about the bills and the laws and all this shit. I occupied my mind with a bunch of useless information is what ended up happening. And when I got frustrated when the Republican Party pretty much blackballed Ron Paul out of the presidential debates and everything else, I was like done. I'm like, you know what? I am not doing this anymore. I am not following you guys. I could care less. I mean, I could care less. All I care about is the money, the interest rates, the Federal Reserve monetary policy. That's the only thing I focus in on. I mean, the rest of it is somebody else can worry about that. All right, I have about another 5-7 minutes or so, and then I'm going to have to go back to work. You are absolutely correct. Well, thanks. I'm not sure about which part, but I appreciate that. Looks like I'm late again. No, that's okay. As long as you're here, it doesn't matter if you show up late, as long as you make it. All right. This is the 5th generation warfare, guys, on the West, but the U.S. is the #1 target. Most of the subversion comes from China, then Russia, Iran, etc. I know blunt truth is hard. Sorry, my people. I am super late. Well, Jessica, again, as long as you're here, let's see here. All-nighter. I love you, brother. I'm so glad you always show up here. You're here every time. Economics is a leading indicator. Politics is a lagging indicator. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep, Ron Paul woke a lot of people up. He sure did, and that was like, You know, it was funny. The very first time that I was introduced to the freedom movement with Ron Paul back in 2000, late 2007, I guess it was, is when I first started, like, focusing in on this kind of stuff. And, I saw that, freedom movement, and I thought, man, this is going to do it, man. This is where the people really need to focus in. And I thought for sure that that was going to become the popular idea and that everybody was going to jump on board and we were going to have this big freedom movement thing taking place because there was so much good positive energy coming from it. And it didn't happen. Like, it didn't happen at all. And so I kind of lost faith in politics. Like, it's just like, I just don't think that it'll ever, I think it's just completely rigged. It's a left-right paradigm that they use to control the people anyway. So I just don't have any faith in politics at all when it comes to that. But I remember, like, back then I was like, man, I would really like to meet Ron Paul. And then as time kind of went on, I was just like, man, I would really like to be on stage and speak in front of people. And then one day I was in Houston and I was on the same stage that Ron Paul got to speak on, and I was speaking to a group of 700 people. So, like, Ron Paul is like probably one of the main people out there that I have looked at as far as like one of my heroes, one of my idols, one of the people out there that I feel has done something that is very purposeful and meaningful and changing to society out there in general. It produced people like me. Like, I was a fan of Ron Paul, and I know that I would not have explored as much as I had I not listened to as many speeches that he was given and stuff. So I have mad respect for Ron Paul. All right, guys, let's see here. Oh, hey, some more. Wow, you guys are Jaws. Yes. Glad to see another live stream. Keep at it. Also, waiting on my coffee mug to arrive. Bought it a few days ago. Well, thank you so much for buying the coffee mug. I really appreciate that. Jaws is very cool. Pooping while standing again. All right. Inflation or deflation? Time frame for either. Well, okay, so let's talk about what it is as far as the inflation goes. Are we talking prices? Like, are we going to see price increases continue? Or are we talking about the expansion of money and credit? Because I believe the expansion of money and credit is coming to an end. And that at some point here, we're going to start seeing the destruction of money and credit. That is going to be the deflation. How long it takes, or whether or not it actually gets to the point where it starts affecting the prices of things, like the food prices or building materials or something like that, that is going to be another question for down the road. I don't know how long that would take. Don't know how the Federal Reserve is going to be reacting to the next crisis that takes place. I know that the Federal Reserve is going to try and raise interest rates. They are going to try and raise their Fed funds rate up to around 2 to 2.5% is what I'm guessing. That is going to put the economy into, or put the monetary policy into a neutral position in which that they are no longer accommodative nor restricting the economy. That's going to be their goal, that neutral rate. However, right now, just off of the idea of the Federal Reserve raising interest rates and, slowing the economy down, has already got the markets pretty much pissed, right? I mean, you can see the yield curves inverting, mortgages are rising, people are getting nervous about the housing market, and the Fed really hasn't even done anything yet. I mean, it's just like they're just kind of getting ready to start, and it's already creating a lot of havoc in there. I don't know how long it's going to go. Ultimately they said that they were going to be raising interest rates. I could not find the speech that I remember the Fed saying this in, but ultimately they said that they were going to be raising rates at a time when it doesn't seem like they should be. So, like, as they kept interest rates incredibly low during a time that it seemed like they shouldn't be, like, everything's running hot, housing market's running hot, everything's running really good, and yet they keep the interest rates incredibly accommodative. But yet here, things are starting to turn, and they're going to raise the interest rates up in order to fight this inflation or this price increases that are taking place. At least that's the excuse behind it. However, how far they can move those interest rates up before the whole thing starts to collapse and crash on them is anybody's guess. I mean, I honestly don't think that they're going to be moving the Fed funds rate much beyond that 2%, 2 to 2.5. Like after that, they're going to go back into a stimulating stance. Whether it's quantitative easing or the introduction of a central bank digital currency and some sort of like UBI movement or something like that. That's the kind of thing that I see happening. Whoa! Who sent me the big super chat? Thank you, pooping while standing. By the way, I really appreciate the questions and stuff. I hope that answers. Like, I couldn't tell you exactly like when things are going to happen. Like, I follow 15-pound felt. Like you guys know this. Like I had 15-pound vapor barrier. It's a building paper. Like you put it up before you put your siding on. Like you put it up on the wall before the siding goes up. And homeboy over there, our friend who was the homeless guy, he just gave me the finger. Anyway, and he did it again. These guys are great. So anyway, I've been following 15-pound felt. It was $32.50 for 5 years, right? And now it just moved up to $35. So that's like the first increase that I have seen on that 15-pound felt since all this stuff took place, right? Now, how long? I mean, is it going to go back down to $32? I doubt it. I think $35 is it, right? So there was that's a pretty good move. That was a 10% move. Much different from what a lot of people are saying. Oh man, look at these prices. I'm paying 4 times as much and stuff like that. Those are unrealistic prices. If it's 4 times as much, just give it time. I bet you it's going to come back down. Anyway, I'm sorry. I kind of lost track there. Let's see. I got a few more minutes here. I want to get through a couple of more of these super chats. TMC, thank you so much for the $100, man. That is incredible. Wow, what a great super chat. We live in an incredible time. Knowledge is power and wealth generator. We all have access to more knowledge today than the financial experts had 30 years ago. Utilize it. Man, that is the best comment that I have heard. You are absolutely right. We have access to the knowledge. Let's use it. Timothy Pike again, thank you again for another $10. Honest money will always be disliked by dishonest men. Ron Paul, have a great day, Simon. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for the quote from Ron Paul, and that is a lot of truth there. Okay, guys, I have to go back into work. I would love to stay out here and keep talking. 511 of you guys here on the live stream. I super appreciate it. You guys are so cool. You're so supportive, and I just can't thank you enough. One more comment here. I'm going to read the very last one. The Fed is so far behind, and we'll see the consequences. Cheers. Thumbs up. Thank you. Cheers. All right. Uneducated economist, you guys let me know.